Hi, everyone. All right, it's 10 o'clock here at Webinar Wednesday. We will give everybody a couple minutes to jump in, get settled. While you're starting to hop on, feel free to drop your name in the chat, where you're from. Would love to see where you guys are coming from today. I know we got a lot of attendees. Excited to hear all the great information. All right, give it a couple more minutes. Let everybody jump on. All right. Well, while everybody's jumping on, I just wanted to say thank you so much for being here. Webinar Wednesday. We are excited to have everybody join. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Brianne Rivera. I'm the marketing manager here at Builder Partnerships. We are having our webinar today by popular demand, from Builder to Brand: How YouTube Elevates Your Business, presented by Cornerstone Home Lending. And we will actually have live Q&A at the end. All right. Just wanted to touch a little bit here about Builder Partnerships. For those of you that don't know, we are proud to offer a comprehensive rebate program in collaboration with a wide network of our trusted manufacturers, designed to bring value and savings to our home builders. Builder Partnerships is a sister company to the founding company Shin Group that started back in 1995. Shin Group is a leading education and management consulting firm dedicated to helping home builders improve profitability, optimize operations, and become builder of choice in their markets. For more information on all the Shin Group seminars, we have a bunch coming up in the fall. You can contact us at info@theshingroup.com or reach out directly to my email here on the Zoom. Just a couple quick housekeeping tips for you today. This webinar is being recorded, and you can visit this webinar at builderpartnerships.com if you click resources at the top and then select Webinar Wednesday from the drop-down menu. All right. Here is the webinar today.
Well, welcome everybody. My name is Kelly Zitlow, and I'm so excited to be here. I think when I think about marketing for new home builders, there is so much opportunity out there in the digital space. But more importantly, there's a unique opportunity that I see a lot of home builders are just not embracing. And that unique opportunity is YouTube. Now, don't roll your eyes, because I know you're like, just one more social platform. YouTube is not like all or any other social platform. And today we're going to walk you through why YouTube, how to leverage YouTube, and how to extend your brand and your reach by using YouTube. So I'd like to introduce Chey Loraine. Chey and I have been on this YouTube journey since before it was a thing. We started back in 2013. And I'll tell you, I think it is important just to kind of, how did we get here? And we do have a lot of content today, but let me just kind of frame this up. So as a longtime mortgage originator, I had a passion, and still do today, for bringing education to the marketplace. And part of my strategy was to push out information to the real estate community via an email every single week. And that email was just text. And I had this brilliant idea that I was going to turn that text email into a video. And I was just going to share a nugget, share a story, help take them on the journey, and bring value to the real estate agent's business. And that was in 2013. We since then have built 2 YouTube channels, one of which is consumer facing, the other one, which was the original one, which was focused on real estate professionals. And I'm telling you, it changed my life. It changed my brand. It changed it really changed the whole thing. So I'm super excited. And as you can tell, I am a big believer in YouTube. The reason we chose YouTube, let's kind of dive into that, Chey, because again, there are a lot of different platforms. There's a lot of noise out there when you're starting out, and many of you are already using these social platforms. Please know that I'm not here to say you shouldn't be. I do want to make a case, though, for why YouTube is different, unique, and how to leverage it. All right, well, first and foremost, rethink how you categorize YouTube. YouTube is a search engine. It is not just a scroll type of digital or social platform. So it has 2.7 billion monthly active users. That's 1 billion hours of watch time per day, 5 billion videos watched per day. It's the second most visited website in the world after Google. And guess who owns YouTube? Google. So if you have content, whether that's a buyer journey, whether that's something unique that you're building, whether that's a community, whatever that is that you would traditionally push out into your marketing, I'm making a case today that you've got to position yourself to push that out into YouTube, into the digital space. More than 30% of the world's population is on YouTube. The whole world. Think about that reach. Oh my gosh, right? So Chey, I know that you and I both are just big advocates of YouTube. And I will tell you, Chey's my YouTube strategist. So everything you see on YouTube that has my name connected with it, it's all Chey. She's really the brains behind it all. But Chey, when we think about YouTube, like tell us just from your perspective, what you're seeing today with YouTube and just TV screen share, because this is also just something that's evolved even over just the last year, last 6 months. And I was sharing before we jumped on the call, when you're in this space, you never arrive. It doesn't matter how many subscribers you have, followers you have, you just don't. It's a constant journey of evolution because the algorithms change, the science behind it change. But Chey, tell us about this whole TV watching type of thing that we're seeing with YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, YouTube is really changing the game. I think if we look back just recently, this last election cycle really changed everything, I think, for YouTube in terms of now putting the news on YouTube. And now people were going to YouTube not only for entertainment, but also for news. And they're going to YouTube to learn how to do things. And it's really just become this all-encompassing platform for TV watching, even watching it on a TV screen. So in my house, you know, my boys discovered WWE, and my husband discovered that you could go back to like really old replays of like Hulk Hogan and, you know, when WWE exploded. And now they're all sitting around on our 70-inch, you know, TV screen in the living room watching YouTube and watching all this old footage that my husband grew up with, and now that my kids are into WWE, it's really cool. They say that YouTube is now reaching more 18 to 49-year-olds than all the cable networks, and I believe it because my kids don't watch any regular TV. They don't understand the channels and how you have to wait for something to be on at a certain time. They're used to just getting that instant access to whatever it is that they want to watch. And what's funny is that makes sense for kids, but believe it or not, my 73-year-old mother, she also is really into YouTube, and she's always sending me videos about health or, you know, whatever it is that she's into. She's also sending me those videos. So there's been a study that's shown, and I believe it because I look at the people in my life who are active on YouTube every day. And the study from the Pew Research Center shows that YouTube is #1 in every demographic, every
Which means
race, education.
yeah, these are your buyers.
These are
They're out there and they're on YouTube. And I love this study, and I feel free just to scan the QR code because you can really dive deep in it. And it doesn't matter whether you're a big home builder or a smaller home builder, whatever your marketing budget is, I think being able to dive deep into these demographics are so different than what you might have looked at in the past, and leverage this to make a case for how you're going to build out your story brand on YouTube.
Right. If you are going to put the effort into creating videos and content, you want to be where the eyeballs are. And this study really shows where the eyeballs are because people talk to me all the time. They go, "Oh, it's not TikTok," because there's so much buzz in the media about TikTok. And yes, TikTok, is the fastest growing social media platform. But if you look, it's fourth. Not only is it not number one, it's fourth. So I really love this study. And they're even finding not only are people watching YouTube on television screens, not just on iPads, but it's the highest user index on phones. So that's what else is cool. It's not just where the eyeballs are, but it doesn't matter if they're watching on TV, phone, tablet, computer, they're watching on every different device. So that's pretty wow. So, why visibility matters. I mean, I think if you think back, Kelly, back in the day when somebody was going to use a lender or buy a house or choose a builder, like where did we get our information on how to do that?
It's generally a referral. And, certainly in the mortgage space, it was a referral from a CPA, financial planner, or real estate agent. That's kind of how our name got out there. And I will say, I think the referral process itself has changed over, let's say, the last few years. Whereas now that same person might still be referring to you as the home builder or to a loan officer or to a real estate agent. The referral is still happening, but now you've got to have proof of concept. You've got to have credibility because people are going to go online and vet you. They're going to go online and check you out. So what is on there matters. And again, I think if you're not out there, buyers can't find you. And if you're not out there with a story that tells about not just you as the home builder, but the buyer journey, what differentiates you? How are you doing this or that? What does that really mean to the viewer? If you can bridge that gap, I promise you, this is going to be a whole nother scope and strategy of prospects and of buyer leads. It just happens. But if you're not there, they can't find you. And I guarantee you somebody else is going to be there.
Yep. I love this Perkins Builder Brothers. They have over 1 million followers, brothers who do custom home building. And I just love they have on their website a time lapse where you can see a video that they created where they you could see like the whole house being built in 10 minutes because they speed up the film really super fast. It's pretty cool. But I mean, you can see by the number of views that they're getting on these, just like the construction process, the ground up of building this home, how many people are watching. And I think too, with people being on YouTube, they're on YouTube now for their entertainment. They're on YouTube for their news information. They're on YouTube to learn how to do these things. Like if you're searching for a home, now you're on your YouTube, you're maybe looking at mortgages, you're looking at maybe some communities, and then that's a new way of discoverability for the home builder. In the past, the new development communities, well, in the present too, right? You put up the flags, you put up the signs, you put the signs everywhere, and people would just drive around. Now, we still do that today, but I have actually discovered communities in cities I wouldn't normally drive in. So I saw a video about a new community that was being built in Apache Junction. I never go to Apache Junction. It's nowhere near me. I never would have even known about this community had I not seen a real estate agent do a video about this new community and the builders in the community if I wouldn't have been on YouTube. I'm not driving around. That's kind of out of my scope. And I learned so many things, and I went over there and we're seriously thinking about buying a house in that community now because we saw the YouTube video. I wouldn't have seen the flags. I would never go over in that area. So seeing it on YouTube and then, going and looking at the video and learning all these things is such a great opportunity for builders to expand their reach to more than people that live in that area. That's also how you get the out of town buyers who want to buy those second homes because they're not driving around, right? So they're going on YouTube and they're learning about these communities where they may buy a second home through YouTube and discovering these properties. So it's funny to me, Kelly, because some people will say to me, the people who are maybe not that active on YouTube, they go, well, I don't really do YouTube. I mean, unless I need to learn how to like fix the kitchen sink or build the trampoline for my kid, then I go to YouTube. And that's the point. That's really the point for business owners, is that this is the place where people go to solve their problems, right?
And
So,
that problem might be a growing family or the need to downsize or the need to relocate. And if you have the home that can solve that problem and you're in YouTube, then you are bringing to market a whole audience that may not even know that you exist.
yeah.
It's powerful.
It is this Matt Reisinger. I don't know if I said his last name right, or if any of you on the call know who he is, but again, over 1 million followers. He's all about, again, this is custom homes and building them and building better. It's really like a mission for him. But this over 1 million followers proves that people are interested in this type of content. And I'm showing you this specifically because it's not just about model home tours, right? Right? Model home tours. I see a lot of builders with the model home tours, and it's just video to music. There's no person in it. There's no voiceover. It's just video and music of the model homes. And I just wanted to show you that these people, you don't need 1 million followers, but I just wanted to show to you that people are interested in the actual building process of a home. And I think that's pretty cool.
Chey, I'm so glad you said that, because when we do, obviously we're in the mortgage space, we have a lot of partnerships with builders across the country. We have, and so this is near and dear to our hearts, but when we go out to YouTube and we help them with their brands and we're looking, I see like, oh, I have a really large YouTube channel because I'm a big builder. But then when I go into the content, I'm like, that's so boring. Like, it's not like, it's just showing me this of the model home. No, there's so much more opportunity here to bring that model home to life, to build the story, to talk about the buyer journey, to share examples. Maybe you have a buyer that was needing to relocate and they were under contract and something fell out or this or that, and you closed that transaction in 4 weeks and got them here from wherever they were moving from. Like, whatever that story is, people connect to people connect to stories. And I just really want to encourage you that if you're going to jump on this journey, don't do what most do, especially in the real estate space. And this goes for real estate agents as well. The most common thing is to say, yes, I have a YouTube channel, and then you're just showing the house without any intel, education, story building, anything like that. Don't do that. This is an opportunity to talk about the journey, your story, the buyer journey, and bring to life that community and that home.
Right. And so where some of the real estate agents are having success with the home tours, not saying like just don't do home tours at all, but just do them differently. Like I saw a really great real estate agent who, partnered with one of the builders to do a joint video together where the real estate agent interviewed the sales rep for the builder, and they looked at the model tours, they walked through them together. But as they're walking through, they're not like, this is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,500 square feet. Like as they're walking through, they're talking about the company, the builder, the commitment, the materials that are being used, why they're different. They're weaving that into, and look at this beautiful kitchen that we're standing in. They're talking about affordability. They're talking about customizing, homes. They're talking about all these other things while they're showing the property. And it's this beautiful, relationship between the real estate agent and the builder. So that's a great opportunity there. But one of the things that separates YouTube from the other platforms, this is the biggest deal right here, is its long shelf life. So yes, you can go viral on TikTok or Instagram, and you can get a lot of exposure with that, but it's here today, gone tomorrow. So we find that in the short form content, we're not going deeper. We're not building that trust because how much trust can you build in 60 seconds, right? That's like the commercial to what you want to do is bring them into these videos. And on Kelly's channel, on her consumer channel, I've put some numbers up here to show you, you know, this video, how do I buy a second home, mortgages for a second home, where Kelly walks through the process of buying a second home, was produced in 2022. It has more than 88,000 views, but in May, it was still getting, and it's still getting today on average 2,000 views a month in present time from a video she created in 2022. Like,
And I do really think, Chey, that that's important because this is going to take effort. And if we can leverage the time invested to produce quality videos and bring the story to life, it will live on YouTube and it will continue to get searches over the years until you take down that video. So this whole evergreen concept was really the reason why we chose YouTube when we did and started this journey back in 2013, because in my mind, I wanted to have access to a video library that we could bring to market. And YouTube is the channel for that, simply because, again, it's evergreen, it's searchable, and not a lot changes in mortgages other than rates. So the concepts and the strategies that we share are, remain at least, or stand the test of time.
right. So you can see in the last 48 hours, 1,200 views. Kelly's gotten 1.2 million views since 2001. So it really it compounds the amount of traffic that you're getting. And just as we've been talking through this presentation, video, that connection, it really creates that instant credibility, right, Kelly? Like, people have said, "Are you Kelly from YouTube?" Right? They see you, they recognize that. It feels familiar. There's actually some, things that they've studied where they say it's like the exposure effect. It tells us that we're more likely to trust and prefer things that we've seen repeatedly because we know.
I just want to pause there because if you don't get anything, I feel like this is so important. Just think about your competition. And if somebody's in the market to buy a new home and they are touring 8 different model homes online to start, and then they're going to go to the subdivisions or the communities and they're going to drive that area, think about what sets you apart. This familiarity, this storytelling that you can do is already going to be in their subconscious as they actually visit the model home, because now they know you. Now they know what type of construction that you do or what type of communities you build and why you do that. It already separates you from all the others that they're also going to tour.
And it really shortens the sales cycle when you do that. And I love this YouTube page from Robeson Builder Co. They have 10,000 subscribers. You don't have to have a million. Honestly, the way that the algorithm works is not based on your subscriber count. It's based on user interest. And we're going to talk about that in a second. But I just want to point out this YouTube channel, they've got a podcast and they're talking about, building a YouTube, mansion against the clock. And they are doing different types of content where they're, doing things for their subs, and they're showing how a house is built, and really having a lot of success and traction with doing more than just showing what the property looks like. They do that too, but you see how they're weaving more story and a podcast. I mean, YouTube is the great place to host a podcast. So I mentioned the algorithm before. It's different than TikTok and Instagram because it isn't driven by followers. It's driven by interest and behavior. So that says that, they're looking at, okay, if Chey watches a video from Kelly, then when Joe gets on, he also watched a video from Kelly. Like, what did Chey watch next? Maybe Joe, who doesn't follow this other creator, would like that person as well. So they're looking like, who are the people that are similar to Kelly, the content that she makes, and they are serving up this content based on what the user did. There's a misconception because, in Instagram and TikTok, You talk about posting something and then they're pushing it out. Again, that's great for exposure. That's great for a commercial. But YouTube is a little different. It says, okay, Kelly's online right now. It's about Kelly. It's not about Chey, the creator who just posted a new video. It's about Kelly, the viewer. Kelly's online. What do we have for her today? What's new? So it goes to its buckets. Like, here's the kind of content Kelly usually watches. Let's get some of that from her. Okay, this is the kind of stuff, like she's buying a house right now. Let's get a few of those videos for her. Oh, Chey had a new video on buying a house today. Let's throw that in there. And so it's polling content that it thinks Kelly is going to be interested in. YouTube has one goal, is to get you to watch videos as long as possible, to keep you on the platform as long as possible. Why? Because of the advertising is how they make their money. The longer you're on the platform, the more advertising you're going to see. So the YouTube algorithm it's not about followers. It's about watch history or search history of the user. And it's pulling content that it thinks that user would like. So we talked a lot about the different types of content you can make. Here's just a list. We've already talked about a lot of these things, but throwing in things like behind the scenes with your team or vendor highlights, do that cool time elapse thing. Like, there's so many opportunities more than just showing the models. And here's a list of them for you. Okay, but it's not enough just to post. It's not enough just to post. You have to have a strategy. Here is from Robeson. They have a video that got 435,000 views. And you can see they have a beautiful thumbnail. It's a 7-minute video. They have a good SEO title that is going to catch people's attention. And then this is another builder. I won't say their name. If you know the names of their floor plans, you might know who it is, but they're posting videos without any thumbnail. It's like a minute long. It's just a floor plan walkthrough. I'm surprised it even got 17 and 12 videos. If I had to choose, if in my feed populates a video on the left or the video on the right, which one am I going to click on? I mean, unless I'm specific, like the builder has told me go to YouTube, or the builder has sent me the link to their video, which is what I would assume these 12 videos came from, like, hey, here's the link to watch our video. Maybe it was on their website, because this isn't going to get clicked on. In 2025, you have to have a strategy. You have to understand how the platform works. Posting is not enough. You will not get lucky on YouTube. Okay, you won't. I had a person in my coaching program. He's been on YouTube for 15 years, posting consistently every week, and didn't even have 100 followers. Okay, because he didn't understand how the platform worked. And then now that he's got some education, now he's getting going. He's getting close to 100 now. So it does take time. YouTube is a long form. It's a long game, but you have to know the strategy. And you can get there so much quicker when you know the strategy. And so there's 3 ways to win on YouTube. That's get the click, get people to watch, and get people to take action. We're running short on time, so I'm going to just go through these pretty quickly. But you want to get them to click. So that's going to understanding how to write irresistible titles that make people want to click. There's more competition. There's more eyes on YouTube, so there's more competition. You got to come out. You got to be compelling. It is not enough just to put floor plan such and such and think that's going to get the clicks. Here is a real estate agent. He gets tons of views, and he's talking, huge discounts on Orlando area new homes. And he walks through the different builders that have different incentive programs. And that video is getting still 3 views per hour, posted 2 months ago. So you got to understand SEO and how to put SEO, the right blend of SEO and interest into a title, which is more than just saying a floor plan name. Okay. And you have to kind of tap into buyer psychology when you're writing these titles and creating thumbnails. And then you got to get them to watch. You got to research your topics. What are people interested in? You got to make sure that you write out your content, keep the pace engaging, cutting the fluff, structuring your content, and telling stories. Stories are huge, huge. And then as far as video production, you don't have to hire a professional videographer. I always recommend it, especially if you're going to put the time and energy. You know, it's great to get community shots, drone footage. I mean, that is obviously a really great thing to have, but don't let that hold you back. If you've got somebody who's really good with an iPhone, iPhone's good. iPhone's
Or
good.
do both. I think a lot of new home builders do invest in drones and professional videography and photos and things like that, but it doesn't mean you can't do both. So you can have somebody who has a great iPhone and maybe you have a topic or you're doing an open house or a broker open or whatever. You can also just leverage the iPhone to do that fast and get it out.
Right. There was a study done that showed that the two most important things to the viewer is the lighting and the audio. So, you know, if you got good lighting and you got good audio and by the way, your phone is not good enough audio. You need to you can get inexpensive mics. Like you don't have to buy the $500 ones. We use one, my favorite one. We have some expensive ones, but my favorite one is a Hollyland Mark II. It's $100. That's my favorite one. But guess what? We've used mics that are only $20 and they work. And we have some of the fancy ones and they're good too. The important thing is to get a mic, and then editing. You know, you got to hire an editor or use some sort of AI like Descript in order to do your editing.
Okay, Chey, well, people have invested all of this, right? So all of this time and effort, and yes, it's a process. Yes, it's going to take time and effort, but now, right now we got to get people to take action. And this is like in the three-legged stool, this is the third leg of the stool. So what does this look like? This is key because again, you can have a great video and yes, it's searchable on YouTube, but builders have huge databases that they can leverage email marketing and hyperlink to that YouTube video to bring content to people that toured the model home 2 years ago. Maybe it's a different subdivision and things like that. So I think they're already doing a lot of email marketing. Now it's like kicking it up.
Yeah, by adding that. And really just, you know, I think one of the most, it's kind of obvious, but for some reason people miss this, is making sure that you have your contact information in all the places. Like people, they don't, this is a TikTok world, quick, get it now. They don't want to spend the time to go Google it, right? What they want to do is like in your channel header, you should have your website or your phone number. In your channel description, you should have like maybe your address or your phone, at least your website, right? So I find, you know, people are going, well, I didn't get any leads from YouTube. I can't find your phone number. There's no like scheduling link. I mean, you can do a free scheduling link with Calendly to like set up a model tour. You got to have these things to make it easy for people to contact you. Then you also have to leverage it, just like you said, Kelly, with email marketing or offering some kind of a free download where you could capture email addresses or using YouTube to talk about an upcoming special event that you're going to have. Maybe you're going to have some sort of 4th of July at the development, you know, and you can use a video to drive the traffic, ask for people now to sign up for your event. So there's all different ways to get people to take action, but it's really just being intentional about what is the action we want to come from this specific video. That's the question people forget to ask, right? Hey, we made the video. Now, okay, well, what's the action we want to come from that video? So
exactly.
These are the kind of things that I teach in my coaching program. Everything that, you know, Kelly and I have learned through the years, through a lot of trial and tons of error, and certainly coaching that I've got myself. And so if you'd like me to take a look at your website and give you just a little mini audit of your channel and where are the areas that you could improve visibility or increase engagement, scan that QR code and I'd be happy to do a free little mini audit of your channel. And if you are a marketing person, this is exciting, Kelly. This is the first time I've ever done this. I'm offering a workshop for marketing team members, channel managers to come. These are people that are not on camera, right? These are the people that are uploading to YouTube, writing the descriptions, optimizing SEO. And it's a hands-on workshop where we're not just going to talk about titles. We're going to write them. We're going to score them. We're going to evaluate each other on how good those titles were. And so it's going to be really cool. But also, if you, even if you're not a channel manager, I have a course coming up called Reboot Your YouTube Channel, where if you have a channel it's just not performing, then this is a course to look at why your channel's not performing and then how we can make those tweaks to get it really leverage it to get leads coming in and to start getting the visibility that you need.
I love that. I love that you're doing this, Chey. You know, I'll say that as the visionary, the person that had the vision for bringing this type of content to the world and in a much bigger digital platform, without somebody that can execute it and keep track of all of the changes and the nuances and the editing and the thumbnails and all that kind of stuff, it's harder to actually be consistent with it. And so I love the fact that, because I know we have a lot of home builders on this webcast today, and hopefully you brought your marketing person, and if you didn't, or your marketing team, be sure to show them the replay, because they're going to be integral in helping you build that brand and bring this to market.
Absolutely. Of course, if you want to see what we're working on, please subscribe to Kelly's channel. We've got the partner channel, which is Kelly Zitlow on YouTube, and then Mortgage How Do I is our consumer content. And these are some of the topics that you can also talk about. Kelly, you'll see there, she talks about new construction. So there's all kinds of ideas here. Kelly's
But I
channels.
think too, don't underestimate being able to pull in your mortgage partner and create content that buyers are searching for. And so if many of home builders have joint ventures or partnerships with mortgage lenders, if they're in this space, double down on it. Make sure that you're leveraging their ability to help you create content that buyers are searching for.
Okay, most builders haven't figured it out yet. That means this is your window.
This is a great time.
Yeah. All right.
All right. And Lonnie, thank you so much for bringing us to this webcast, and Brian and Builder Partnerships. Megan, thanks so much. Do we have any questions?
All right. Thank you so much. That was awesome information. And we are so excited to have a live Q&A here. We have Chey Loraine with us, excited to get her on, and she can answer some questions live for everybody that is online. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the chat, and she can get those answered for you. Do we have any questions? Let me introduce Chey Loraine, YouTube strategist. Would you like to add anything else to the webinar? There were so many great tidbits and pieces of information. I hope everybody had their notepad and pencil today. I will definitely be re-watching that. So many great pieces of advice.
Thank you, Emma. It was nice to see that again, and great to be here for your live Q&A. Somebody put in the chat, how do we enroll in the September course? And I'm just replying with my website, which is cheyloraine.com. And you'll be able to register there. And I am excited. I wanted to offer a special discount just to your group today that we didn't have on the call last time. But I was just so excited that you guys had us on again that I wanted to offer a special discount. So if you would like to sign up for the September workshop and you use code BUILDER50, you'll get 50% off. Just for this week. So hurry. Course starts September 12th. It looks like Jackie has a question. Do you have any tips for gaining buy-in from executives on going in different directions with social media content? We have some resistance on expanding beyond model home-esque videos. Well, I think showing some of the stats that we presented at the beginning of the video would be a good place to start, helping them understand the opportunity that YouTube is and that it reaches far beyond just showing the model homes. It's also about educating. It's also about telling stories. I mean, people like to buy things from people who they know, like, and trust. It's not just about a floor plan, in my opinion. It's also about community. It's also about the builder. I think just even as a consumer myself, I think that there's been some missed opportunities when I've been out at models with salespeople, maybe not following up or leaning in. And your YouTube channel can be that extension of your sales team to tell the story about your company, tell the story about your process. I saw a great video from a builder the other day who had actually invited their architect and their interior designer to do a video together to talk about their process of how they're determining what floor plan might fit certain lifestyles. And it was just a really cool collaboration video to kind of see behind the scenes of what happens before we even get at the model homes. So I would just really encourage you that story-based content telling, and those are just great branding pieces that you can also use on your website. So you can be able to leverage this type of content beyond just showing a model home in multiple ways. So I hope that was helpful. Do you have any advice for having different YouTube channels? I have our home building channel that has a few thousand followers and like to start another channel covering real estate development topics. Well, the rule typically is based on the audience. Same audience, same channel. Different audience, different channel. So, for example, Kelly's channel, she has Kelly on YouTube, and that is something that's speaking directly to real estate agents and mortgage professionals. That's the audience. So she has a separate channel that is called Mortgage How Do I, and that's speaking directly towards consumers. So on those channels, though, we have a variety of different topics. So we might do things, you know, on investing in real estate or first-time home buying or credit repair. And what we do is we create these different content types that are all speaking to a consumer audience, and we develop playlists for them. So we're kind of categorizing the different topics. When people come to her channel, they can say, I'm interested in, you know, current market videos, what's happening in the market right now, or I'm interested in learning how to buy a second home. We have a whole series on second homes, or I need credit repair. So rule of thumb, same audience, same channel, but break up your topics. Different audience, different channel. I will tell you that having two channels is highest level of difficulty when it comes to execution, because now you're trying to be consistent in two places. So it's going to require double the effort, double the time investment, because you want to be consistent in putting out content on both channels. Anything else?
All right. Well, thank you, Chey. If we don't have any extra questions, I want to thank you so much. And if you can tell all the viewers again how they can contact you, how they can find you, and share all your socials for them.
Yes. So you can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Instagram and my website. So my website, cheyloraine.com, CheyLoraine.com. And it's at Chey Loraine on Instagram and at Chey Loraine on YouTube. Don't forget about that discount code Builder50 for that September course. Starts on the 12th.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again, Chey, for coming on live here at the very end. And if you guys have any other questions, feel free to email myself or Chey, and we will get back to you soon. Hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for joining Webinar Wednesday.